Well, we celebrated our Golden Networking in Nature session today. That's right, it was not only the last one of the year, but also the 50th Networking in Nature session that we've had. And wow, what a journey it's been over the last 4 years of doing networking in nature. Just to see the community grow, I think we've all felt so grateful to just be part of a network that's so nurturing and supportive. I'm joined by Lina, who's an absolute regular presenter and facilitator as well as participant, and she was leading some of the walk today. I'm also joined by Linda Kugel, a.k.a. Mumma Kugel, for anyone who's been on a Gone Bush adventure and enjoyed those delicious healthy snacks and food that we enjoy. This is Mumma Kugel in the flesh, who also contributed today. Now, being the Golden Jubilee, or the 50th Networking in Nature, we had a theme for today's session that was all around reflecting on the lessons and the year that's been and looking forward in a really positive way. Now, Lina, in her wisdom and the way she always does, came up with a fantastic acronym, GOLD, which is what we themed this morning's session around to help that reflection. So the G was for
gratitude, and it was all about really reconnecting to the things that are nourishing us and the things that are going well in our life, because having attention on them is allowing us to cultivate that capacity to receive, and the more we receive, the more we can give. And then we move to the O.
Thank you. And the O was for opportunity. We've all heard about the unprecedented challenges of this year, but what we looked at was the striking similarities between challenges and opportunities. And rather than getting bogged down in what we perceived as the challenges, we looked much deeper at what were the opportunities that were presented as a result of those things that perhaps were initially perceived as challenges. And that's something that I'd like to throw out there as something to further reflect on. What opportunities did pull you in potentially new directions this year? Did you act on them, and what happened? Moving on from the O, the next letter was L.
Well, and I led a discussion on looking at what we have learnt this year through this so-called challenging year, but it's also been a year of great learnings professionally, personally, in cultural pursuits, intellectual pursuits, being able to attend online conferences, being able to pursue even just leisure activities. So it was a year of great learning, and it led to a lot of self-reflection and learning about ourselves, like what have the challenges and setbacks of this year revealed to ourselves about ourselves. So we shared what we have learned from the challenges that we've faced and what we have learned, and then looking forward, how can we use what we have, the insights and the wisdom, to really shape and enrich the way we look at. No doubt there will be other challenges and difficulties next year, because they are part and parcel of being a human living the way we live. It won't only happen this year, but how will we then be better prepared to respond to the challenges that we face next year? So we looked at learnings, and finally, was there another?
So then D was?
D was for desire, and desire was about connecting to our dreams and to what we think is possible in our life. If we were to free ourselves from the constraints that clog our thinking, and if we were to lift the lid, like if there was no constraints of time or money or restrictions with COVID, what would we imagine possible in the future? And what does that reveal about what we care about, like what are our values that are expressed through that desire, and is there any other way to fulfill our needs than following that particular wish? So until we meet again, we would love to invite you to reflect as well on what it is that you're grateful for. What was an opportunity that you have seized this year, or an opportunity that's appearing in your life? What did you learn, and what that's revealing about yourself? And then lastly, what's your desire, what's your dream for the world?
So go for gold, networking nature.
Go for gold.
Go for gold.
We'll see you again in 2021. It's going to be another fantastic year full of possibility. Wishing you all a safe, happy, healthy break. So much love. We'll see you again.